Hey guys, welcome back to Paracord Planet. Last year, around this time, I made this EDC lanyard, and it's up on the channel if you want to check it out. It's been in my pocket ever since. It's one of my favorite things that I've made out of paracord. There are some flaws with it though, so I wanted to make an improvement this year. And while looking for that, I came across a Paracord Guild tutorial that makes a similar thing using one strand of paracord. And I was pretty impressed, and I wanted to take it on myself as kind of a challenge and do the same thing. So today we're going to make a lighter duty version of this guy, but with one strand of paracord. So I've got about 6 feet here, and then I'll also need a fid. And with that, let's dive in. So to start off, we're going to be making a double lanyard knot, and that's a knot that I didn't know before figuring it out for this tutorial. It's a little bit complex, but it has a really nice look at the end, so I think it's worth it. So to make this knot, we want to start by finding the middle of our cord, and then we want that left side cord to go over the top to form a loop like this. That same left side cord, now on our right, goes around, comes down through that loop, and over the standing end of the same cord. So when you tighten that down like this, it looks like a pretzel with that twist in the middle. Now we're going to switch cords and be using this top one here. And we're going to go up through this top loop, over those two middle cords, and down through that bottom loop. And we want to leave this loop a little bit longer so that it doesn't slip out, and that's actually going to be the loop of our final knot. That's not going to be tightened down. This cord that we just threaded through, we want it to overlap that little middle loop, like that. And then with that same cord, bring it around the right and go down through this spot right here. And then we're going to be coming up through that middle loop, right through here, and then down the one right next to it, through here. Then moving right next to it to this loop, we'll come up again. So now if you know how to make the normal diamond knot, you kind of see our semblance of a Carrick bend in the middle there. Up here, we want to make sure that these two outside loops are overlapping, because we're going to go down through here and up through that little crossover. Then the final step with this cord is to go past this string and come up through the middle of our knot. So that's the square hole right in the middle. Then we'll switch cords one final time. Bring this cord on the bottom through this big loop at the top and up through the middle as well. So now we'll take those two strings that we brought up through the middle and that big loop that we left, and those are going to be the opposite sides of our knot. It's important to tighten this one down slowly so that it doesn't capsize. So pull it loosely to get some of that initial slack out of there, and then some of these loops we're going to need to feed the slack through until it comes out one end. I'm going to speed through this and show you once it's mostly tightened down. So here I've tightened down the knot most of the way. You can start to see the general shape. Got some places that still need a lot of tightening, but that's where we want it for now. Now we're going to move on to the handle portion of the lanyard. And we're just going to take both strands and make the size of our handle that we want and cross the cords over each other. so that we have a closed loop like this. I'm going to use my old keychain as a size reference, so I get it approximately the same. But on a ruler, it looks like it is about 6 inches long. So now comes the tricky part. We're going to be twisting the cords around each other. It's not really a braid so much as just a twist. So it helps if you can clamp this in something, like a binder clip, and then just do one side at a time. The important thing to remember while twisting is that we don't want the individual cords to twist. We want them each to stay flat as we wrap them around each other. So if you think of it as a flat object rather than a round one, we want the same side to stay up the entire time. So we'll take this cord, bring our free one, this is the one with an end, bring that underneath, and then bring the other one underneath, making sure that that same side stays on top for the entire time. If we don't do that, then our final strap is going to kind of kink more, but this is going to keep it nice and evenly twisted. So we'll finish off this side. Once you reach the end, we're going to move our binder clip to here and wrap the other end. You also want to keep even tension on both lines. Otherwise, if one is pulled tighter than the other, one cord is going to be wrapping around the other instead of them wrapping around each other. Once you get to the end of that, you want to thread a fid onto that same cord, and we'll be threading it through this knot here, through the center of it. That's why we didn't tighten it down initially. So just take that fid and bring it up right through the center. Just kind of want to feel that out so you don't poke out a side instead. Just like that. Then we'll move our fid over to the other side as we carefully take that binder clip off. And then thread that one through as well. So now we've got our closed strap, and we can clip those ends right here and melt them, but first we're going to tighten that knot around it. So what I like to do is use that knotters tool. This set is a set of 3 fids inside of this marlin spike, but just using the fid itself is going to work fine too. So we'll pick at that knot and tighten it down, bring our slack to this end with the loop. Now we've tightened that down, we have a little bit larger loop here. So there's a tip: before you start tightening down your knot, you want to have as small of a loop as possible so that you don't end up with a super large one at the end. But now, with our handle done, we can go ahead and clip those knots, clip those cords. And then we'll just melt them down right there. And having these 2 cords melted together will keep them from untwisting the handle. And there's our finished keychain. Other than that double diamond knot, which is a little bit complicated to tie, this is a pretty easy project. There's not a lot to it. I think it turned out good, and there is it alongside the old one. There's pros and cons to each. I like this larger version as it has this bigger knot that I can pat my pocket and know my keys are there. But this is a little bit slimmer, and so if you're wearing dress pants or something like that, it's not going to have a bulge in your pocket. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and if you like this larger version, definitely check out that tutorial, or also Paracord Guild's version of this. I was really impressed that he did it all in one cord, and like I said, I'm going to try it myself, so we'll see how it turns out. As always, we put links in the description to where you can find the supplies that we use in each tutorial. So in this one, we'll put a link to the paracord and also that set of fids that I was using. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.